It's 9 o'clock. We're gonna convene as the Board of Supervisors. Do I have approval of the tentative agenda?
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Minutes of the last meeting.
March 16th, 2026, Chairperson Bosch called the regular meeting of the Wright County Board of Supervisors to order via Zoom at 9 AM. Members present were Clues, Rasmussen, Bosch, and Lukes, with fellows absent. Motion by Rasmussen, second by Clues to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carries. Minutes of the previous regular meeting of March 9th, 2026 were read and approved. Motion by Clues and second by Rasmussen to approve claims payment. Motion by Clues and second by Rasmussen to receive the monthly revenue report from the Wright County Chair. Motion carries. Motion by Rasmussen and second by Clues to approve the tobacco license for Puffs Pizza and Pub. Motion carries. Motion by Bosch, second by Clues to table for the Nicholas Wright County Assessor to present slew bill applications for allow and disallow to next week. Motion carries. Motion by Clues and second by Rasmussen to adjourn the meeting. Motion carries.
Any additions or corrections?
I'm sorry, I missed the very first part. Did it say that it was a virtual?
Via Zoom.
Via
Okay,
Zoom.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
They will stand approved as read. Claims have been around. Open forum for public input.
Actually, I have something
Yeah,
couple minutes.
go for it.
Thank you. I provided a printout sheet, and this will be a press release, and I want you folks to be the first ones to know that I'm doing this. Last Thursday, and this is why I couldn't get on the agenda, the Iowa Economic Development Authority released thousands of dollars for homes in the state of Iowa to receive a new roof and some lead mitigation and also radon. So I am going to be putting this out to the general public. Basically, every city can submit an application and they can have up to 6 homes that could receive a new roof. The maximum amount is $30,000. There's no match. The only cost, there's always some cost, is just the application for the grant, which would be about maybe $750. We'll figure out where that money would come from, but I'm encouraging you to share this with your constituents. Once we get a list of people that are interested, then I will approach you formally to pass a resolution to allow me to fill out the application. We first have to get some interest. So wouldn't it be cool if we could get 6 homes in every community? Being brought to my attention, was this good for the county? And so I did, I checked. And so we can, the county can have 6 homes. So,
The county or each,
the county, the rural.
oh, the rural, okay.
Not the municipalities or the cities. So, so I'm sending this out to every mayor and every city clerk. And gonna really optimize and get this out. This is a great opportunity for our community to use some of those dollars that we're putting out there. But I just want to let you know that I'm doing this because sometimes you get a phone call, what's this about a new roof or blah, blah, blah. Well, call Aaron, he'll
Right.
talk you through it. So
Looks like 2 simple qualifications, some income guidelines, and then it has to be your primary residence and it must be insured.
yes,
And most of them are outside of the 100-year floodplain, I think. But yeah,
I think it's
excellent. Thank you for,
really good. I mean, there's
Yeah.
gotta be some people that meet those financial guidelines that could use a new roof. And the money's there, so that we gotta get the word out there. Thank you.
great,
Right.
thanks.
Thank you, Aaron. Anybody else for open forum?
You forgot she had a district meeting,
Oh, shoot.
so she's in Mississippi.
So we should table it again. Okay. Anybody else for open forum?
Yeah.
Okay, item number 5. Tony is not here, so I will make a motion to table that until next week.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Alrighty, old business. New business. Any update on meetings?
I've got UGNO this coming Tuesday, Fort Dodge.
I had, Board of Health on Wednesday last week, and I think she's gonna present something to us next week. Yeah,
I have, well, there's a hazardous mitigation, meeting today at 11 o'clock. I think that's on, electronically. And then, building families this afternoon. The IDDA board will meet, in this location on Wednesday. And then CFR on Thursday. Motion to adjourn.
a motion,
Second.
a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. We'll be in recess for
5 minutes.
what?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Convening as drainage trustees, do I have approval of the tentative agenda?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Minutes of the last meeting.
Last meeting was March 16th, 2026. The Wright County Board of Supervisors met in regular session as trustees of the drainage districts via Zoom, with the following members present: Rasmussen, Cluse, Bosch, and Lukes, with Ellis absent. Also present were Amanda Meyer, auditor. Other interested parties via Zoom were Michael. Chairperson Bosch called the meeting to order at 9:11 a.m. Motion by Cluse and seconded by Lukes to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carried. Minutes of the previous meeting on March 9th, 2026 were read and approved. Motion by Cluse and seconded by Rasmussen to approve drainage plans for payment. Motion carried. There were 2 work orders that were reviewed and approved. DD 230 for section 3 of Wall Lake Township was a culvert silted in, ditches silted in west of house. Also, the ditch intake and ditch east of house needs replaced or updated. Ditch could also use dugout. And then DD 77 Main in section 17 of Belmont Township. It's reported as intake issue on north side of road and or plugged tile on south side of road, possibly in CRP. Meyer presented the following drainage invoice for Aaron's Brothers Tiling for DD 97 as a blowout repair. Amount was $1,695. Motion by Cluse and seconded by Lukes to adjourn the meeting. Motion carried.
Any additions or corrections? We will seem approved as read. Drainage claims.
We just have the one claim for Aaron's Brothers in the amount of $1,695.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims.
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those
Aye.
opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Open forum for public input regarding drainage districts. Moving on, review and sign any drainage work orders. Work orders.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Drainage work orders, we have 2 work orders. The first one is for DD 84, section 33 of Belmont Township. On Troy Severson land. This was reported as a blowout and they have requested errands. And the second one is for DD 64 and section 18 of Wall Lake Township on Anita Hill Piper land. And this is for removal of 2 beaver dams in no man's land that's causing water to back up into DD 64. We've done this before, where if it's affecting and the nearby drainage asset, then we go ahead and take care of that dam. This is one that Dean had come in and reported as Henniger Construction is currently out there, so they're gonna take care of both of those dams that are out there.
Motion to approve.
Don't need a,
Second.
Don't need.
don't need it.
I said second. Felt the need, second, so.
Review and sign any open drainage invoices.
We have two drainage invoices, both of them are from Mozdam Construction. The first one was for Joint Drainage District 174-215. This is reported as a 6-inch tile blowout. And it came in at $1,697.36. And the second one from Mozdam Construction is for DD 160 lateral 1. This was reported by Thomas Gangstead as multiple blowouts on lateral 1 tile. And this invoice came in at $16,204.24.
Need any action on those?
No action needed. We will be in recess until 9:30. Peterson Construction to discuss DD 62 repairs. So we had a meeting back in August and September about this ditch. We had Lee Galantine, who is here, go over some drone footage and give his recommendations. And then we had a landowner meeting in September. And we had discussed also with Lee about that and just to do the repairs, not to dip out the ditch. Because it was about 10 years or so that the last time it had been dipped out. I had received a phone call a week and a half ago or so from Mike Coleman, stating that, he thinks that instead of bringing dirt in, that we could just dip out the ditch to save some transportation of dirt. So that's why they're here. He also brought Peterson Construction with him to give us maybe an estimate if it's gonna be about the same price. And then like I said, I also have Lee here to give his opinion as well.
Well, I guess I'll just start out by, we watched the drone footage. Obviously, there is some difference, it appears in the water level from one end to the other with the middle. Based on the 10 years, we assumed there wasn't any silt in there, but if there's silt in there, you might as well remove it now while you got somebody out there. So
Okay.
start out by saying that. I mean, and I'm talking, if there's 6 inches, it's not that big a deal, but if you're talking feet, yeah, I'd get it out of there while you got something in place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I guess I brought up, actually, thank you, you've been good at responding back and forth.
Yeah.
I guess where I went with it, probably, obviously, I'm way behind the ball. I should have been here in August, September, but I guess I started farming the farm that I'm talking about last year, so it's new to me, but, ever since we've had it, I know there was a lot of water last year, but like even right now, there's, 3 feet of water sitting, my culvert's half full going across my earthen dam, to the thing. So I guess started talking with Travis, wondering when he was gonna get there, cause I knew he got the contract, and he said, well, we're really not doing a full clean out, we're just, fixing some pipe, and I was like, oh. So I started looking at it, and to me, this is a little bit of a different scenario in the aspect of it's 3.1 miles, where, most districts, if they're 15 miles, obviously you can't dip it out for that price. So started talking to Travis a little bit about it, and he was saying, they're gonna be spending a lot of money to haul dirt in to fix these repairs, and I'm like, well, if you're 3.1 miles, and he was talking maybe 30,000 a mile to clean it out, I'm like, well, you're similar within, whatever, 10, 15, $20,000 of what it would cost to have the whole ditch cleaned out and the pipe fixed, cause you're not spending that money to haul dirt in. To me, I think it was, the last time it was cleaned out was 14 from what I saw, if I remember right. So I mean, we're 12 years in, and again, I know that's not a long time in drainage ditch. I got ditches at home that are, 20, 30 years.
Mhm.
But I'm just looking at it from the aspect of if you can spend, 90,000 to clean it out and have it perfect versus spending 82, I think was 85 somewhere was your bid.
Mhm.
For me, that resets the clock on it, and you're fixing all the problems downstream. I mean, Travis went over and took pictures on, I think it was Friday.
Yeah.
And there was,
It
I mean,
Friday afternoon.
right, so there's.
I have those available.
Right, yeah,
Mhm.
I sent those to you, so,
Yeah.
to me, there's other issues that weren't even involved this with downstream. There's a beaver dam that we need to get taken out somehow, and, I don't know if we trap the beavers or I guess I gotta ask you guys about that, how you wanna proceed. I mean, Todd Lee at Humboldt, he traps we got beavers on our stuff, and he traps and get rid of them and take it out, you're fine, but that's keeping the water. I think there's a picture
Yeah.
of that. And again, that hasn't anything to do with this, but that's obviously, I mean, you can see the ripple effect. It's,
Mm-hmm. So these are some of the,
Like right here.
yeah, these are some
Sorry.
of the pictures that he had
Yeah.
sent. So this must be the Beaver
Yeah,
Dam.
That's actually in Eagle Creek. It's, you know,
Yeah.
you go
Okay.
50 feet downstream from where the drainage ditch starts, and that's why it's so wide there, cause Eagle
Mhm.
Creek is really wide there, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that thing is. Obviously, I can't get out there and measure it, but I'm guessing that, you know, at least a foot, 18 inches, maybe a drop of water, if we can just get that dam out there at the start. And then it looked to me like there was another small one right at the start of the actual drainage ditch. It had a bunch of that froth and moss and stuff just sitting on top and nothing really moved there. So but there's so many little trees in that area, it wouldn't shock me to find
Right.
more than one. There's also one that they started right downstream of your field crossing, Mike. It looks like the water kind of broke through a little bit already.
Ashley, can you maximize that?
Oh, yep, sorry. There we go.
Thank you.
These are north of you, Mike. So they're not at the very top end, but they're kind of upstream of these field crossings that are sitting full of water. There's
Okay.
a ton of outlet pipe up there that are buried underwater. There's one of them that's down with silt pretty much covering the end
Mhm.
that had washed out a little bit, but.
Where can I go?
I'll use your arrow on the keyboard.
I don't have the keyboard.
Where do you wanna go? That way.
Oh, there you go. You can do it.
So yeah, I guess, again, I know I'm late to the party and I apologize for that, but I just feel like if we can spend, 80 to 100, I think when you guys bid last time, I think the next bid was 120,
126.
126. I mean, if you can come in at 100,000 and clean the whole thing out, fix the pipe, I mean, again, you guys have to make a decision, but I'm just looking at it from my aspect on it. You can start the ditch clean.
That's right. Baby.
Whoops. Yeah.
That's that other little dam.
And again, I mean, there's not like right now, there's a ton of water in the ditches. I mean,
Right.
that's after the snow, so it's higher, but I mean, even right now, I mean, that thing, I've never seen it under 3 feet of water constantly at that pipe, so.
So, I mean, we'll see what Lee thinks too, but what I found when I went and looked at it, that bottom half mile where it starts at Eagle Creek and comes north, I think that's a picture from that, actually. The depth of silt in that section isn't terrible. I would personally recommend while we're there, just doing more of a straightening in there. You can see, you're not even half width in spots of what you should be for capacity. And all those spots where the water's cutting around those islands is gonna start creating more and more washouts. So I think I could move through that section fairly quickly as far as the ditch clean is concerned, just straighten it up and get, like you were saying earlier, there's not an overwhelming depth of silt in that bottom half mile, but it's more, all of those islands are really kind of creating the problem. And then when you get north of the next road, then you're into that section where Mike's stuff is at. And we were the ones that fixed a couple pipe out there last summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of had dipped some out right there because we were wondering how much silt was in it last summer. And there was a hard bottom on it where we fixed your one pipe right on that curve on the road. And I mean, there was a couple feet of silt in that spot. Obviously I didn't go the whole thing and check it, but, my thought was you could start at that very bottom, do a straightening on that first half mile. Then we get into more of a clean through that next longer section. And I don't think it didn't seem to me like the top half mile was really a problem. I mean, that the culvert under that road was fairly clean. I mean, you're back down to maybe a foot of water in that.
I think that was.
So I think overall it was about 2.5 miles then that you would track through pulling dirt out. Instead of, I don't think you'd have to do the full 3.1. That top half mile didn't seem to me like it was a huge problem. You certainly could while we're there, but I'm trying to do this as cost effective as we can. That I don't think that top section is a problem like Mike's section is.
So I guess I've got two questions. Number one, when you dip something out, at least when I've had my ditches dipped out, that soil isn't fit for doing anything with, for, If it's done in the spring, it's the fall before it's dry enough that you can do anything with it. You sure as hell can't. If a culvert's undermined underneath it, you can't use that soil to place in there. I don't know what else that we were gonna have soil hauled in for, but
Probably
that
some
would be one of my
sloughing.
concerns that I think the contractor needs to think about. Slop that comes out of the bottom or silt is not soil that's easy to work with, particularly for a period of time.
No, and you're absolutely right about
And then, my second question is, because we put this out for bids, if we're changing,
It was not for bids. It was just,
Out for quote.
out for quote.
It was under the bid threshold.
okay, it was under the bid threshold, so we weren't required to get bids. Okay, all right, okay,
Just ask for quotes.
okay.
Mhm.
Then that answers that question.
So it looks like we have dirt for erosion at outlets. At tile outlets, erosion caused by tile discharge in the opposite bank, it's sloughing and settling above tile. That's where it says dirt.
Right,
So back to your question, Travis, I guess, agree with you 100%. I mean, we don't want it to wash right back out and you have the same exact problem again. I mean, you'd approach it different. You could take from when you're digging up top the clay, you know, and then.
Yeah, well, my thought was, we usually will go through and we'll clean the whole thing. And then I'll come back down and fix the pipe, cause normally I like to just get it clean and find anything that you can't see, maybe when you're starting out. And normally, by the time I get to the top end and start coming back down, that dirt is dry enough that you can work with it. I mean, you're right, you could not use it, it's slop when it comes out. And there might even be spots, I mean, it depends, that the dirt's a real hodgepodge of types, and a lot of it wouldn't be good on the bank, but what I'll do normally when I fix like a washed out pipe, if, you know, usually we're done a clean first and then we're doing the pipe. This one was a little unique in the sense that we were just gonna be
Doing the
slough
pipe.
offs and pipe. I'll rob a little bit of clay if it's needed to pack bank, you know, in the
Yep.
water side in from up on top, because we've got the spoil pile that we're leveling off nice anyway, so
Yeah.
it's, you know, up on top, nobody knows usually or cares.
Right.
As long as we get it leveled nice, but the stuff I pull out of the ditch is normally just fine once it dries for me to pack the hole back
Right.
in.
Where you took the soil from to do the repairs. Right,
Well, I'm talking like these big washouts
Okay.
that are out there, they're gonna take, you know, you can fit a pickup in some of these
Right.
holes, so they're gonna take quite a bit of dirt.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the point, is I think if we clean the ditch, you've got more than enough dirt already owned there that you don't have to buy or haul in. It's just gonna have to dry.
Okay.
But I figured by the time we get to the top and come back down, you know, usually if I spread it out well enough, cause you're gonna get a certain width on it, leveling it anyway to get it leveled down nice. So usually I'll try to just kind of fan it out so it dries quicker, you know, after when we're cleaning it. But yeah, to your point, you're not gonna be able to work with it right away. No, I would think doing it this way, I would clean it, let the dirt dry, you know, hopefully as I'm cleaning it, and then come back and do the pipe as like the second half of the project. But then you wouldn't have paid to haul any dirt in or buy any dirt. You know, plus I'm kind of worried if we got that section that's backing up water to like Mike's crossing and the crossing upstream of him. When you start getting the rains and we're holding more water, that we're gonna cause some of these spots to come right back in, because we're, you know, not getting rid of the water.
Right.
As well as we should be. So I kind of was thinking this might be a way to kill two birds with one stone, and it was gonna cost enough to haul all this stuff in to fix the washouts and the spots on the bank that, I told Mike I didn't think it was gonna be all that much more just to clean it and then use that dirt once it's dry. And that, you know, plus you have the clean out, then with that, you're back to having your water flow back.
So when you're talking about, you know, if you spread it out pretty well, it'll dry pretty quickly. What would be your plan for the area that the farmers are farmed, like all the way up to the ditch bank? We have a good portion where they're all the way up to the ditch bank.
No filter strip.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, on the very top end was,
that's on the
But-
top end.
and that, my thought with that was, that's only a half a mile, it's not that, like, if I'll need a little bit of dirt for those spots, I mean, I could bring my little dump trailer and just haul it up there, section below myself.
Okay.
You know, and to get the little bit of dirt that we'll need up there, cause yeah, you're right, there is some spots in that top section that would probably need some as well. But that was my thought, is right across the gravel road to the south, I'd have the spoil pile on the filter strip, you know, wouldn't take me hardly any time at all, just haul a little bit of dirt up there. You know, at least you're not hauling side dumps up in from, you know, a different count of that.
Yeah, cause it looks like the bigger erosion locations are farther towards the end where you do have the filter strip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ones I found that are the worst are right down in that bottom half mile.
Yeah.
There's some big ones, and I mean, there's a couple other bad ones up there in the middle, but yeah, they've got a few in that bottom section that they're gonna need some filter.
So, just, I mean, I've seen dip outs do different ways, and remind me, I've been around your work before, but. So when you guys do a dip out. Do you dip out and leave the bank, the vegetation that's already on the bank as much as possible, or do you drag it up and strip the whole bank?
No, I absolutely like to leave grass everywhere we can. I don't need to make a bare spot, we don't make a bare.
Yeah, I agree, but some guys,
No,
they'll do it.
I always leave as much grass as we can.
And then, since you'll need dirt on both sides, are you cleaning it out from both sides? Or are you gonna clean it out on one side and then truck around what you need to the other side?
Well, honestly, a lot of times, you know, there are deeper spots in this one that I probably couldn't reach. In a lot of ditches, I've got enough reach, I can swing buckets of dirt to the other side if I need to.
Okay.
In the spots where it's probably a little deep and a little wide to do that, yeah, I figured I'd just get my dump trailer and just drag them around.
Okay.
I mean, it's all filter strip, so it's, you know, I can do that so much cheaper and easier and faster than hauling it in.
Mhm.
You know?
Well, I just kind of added up all the dirt you had, and that's $21,408
Yeah,
estimated of
there's
dirt.
only about 10 smaller erosion spots in that area where there's no filter strip. So, not too many.
Mhm.
Like he said, the larger ones, the substantially larger ones are
Downstream.
downstream.
And
So,
the ones with pipe, I mean, they kind of be. You know, those I just look at as a typical pipe fix, you know, we come across a lot of washed out, but honestly,
mhm.
the fact that it's washed out just saves me time digging it up. You know,
Mhm.
replace the pipe, I have the dry dirt sitting right there, and I can fill the hole with it.
Right.
And would you reseed the filter strips, CRP strips, or would you want the landowners to do that?
I guess I wasn't, well, I thought usually that was a landowner thing on every other job we've ever done.
I've seen it done both ways. I'm just asking, just so everybody knows what's gonna be expected.
Get it all across.
Yeah, I guess that I wasn't planning on doing.
Yeah, I just think for the landowners who were at the last meeting. Now all of a sudden, after this is done, come fall, it doesn't get seen, they're like, well, what's going on, district? And I guess. You need to let them know, hey, you gotta see this, so they can prepare.
Yep.
Just easier to talk about now.
Yeah, yeah, and I can't remember from our minutes if we did discuss that or not. I assume not, because we weren't gonna do a dip out.
The footprint was very different. But I mean, if you can get if it needs a clean out, you can get a clean out for a similar price.
Yeah.
And get everything fixed. It makes sense. We're just all operating under the assumption 10 years and haven't silted back in. Sounds like that may not be the case.
Well, to do apples to apples with the bid that we did last fall, you know, where I think there was 7 locations of pipe that we bid on that one. I ran the numbers on the clean out and everything yesterday, and, you know, we came in probably $90,000-$100,000. If you were to fix the 7 pipe in the bid, that's always what I'll tell, you know, like Humboldt County that we work with a lot, changes it is when how many extra pipe there are by the time you actually get done fixing them to what you guessed at the beginning, but for comparison's sake, I just use the same number of pipe that were in the bid, because whether you do a clean out or not, the number of broken pipes aren't gonna change.
Right.
But
Here's his.
obviously, every one of those extra is more money to fix, extra ones, so I,
Right,
The difference, Brian, is with a clean out, you'll find all those broken pipe, whereas now we're just targeting certain ones.
mhm,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
oh,
Right.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
accurate.
you will find,
So if he's got extra pipe, if you do a clean out, it isn't that we're adding to the work, it's just we're discovering work that need to be done.
So this has got hydro seeding.
Probably just for the area they disturb, not the whole bag.
Okay.
yeah, I admit it,
Put out there.
you know, to the spots that we would need to seed in the original bid, I was planning on just hydro seeding them, that's, you know, we've done that on ditches and.
That's the same.
Yeah, that's just the type version that Ashley can.
Oh, okay, all right, gotcha.
but you could, if. you
This
do
was the
that-
comparison.
Yes,
Okay, gotcha.
so your estimate to, for like a complete clean out and repairs would be what?
We'll save 100,000 to do 2.5 miles, and then obviously the leveling. You know, that's kind of one of the extra costs that we're saying would be
Mhm.
involved in the cleaning, I gotta level the spoiled dirt down nice, but.
Mhm.
And then I left the seating alone, pretty much what we had in the original bid.
Mhm,
You know, I assumed you guys would still want those same spots seated, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I left that alone, and it was, like I said, it was kind of mid-90s to 100,000 to do it that way, and I just,
That's no spoil bank seating.
Right,
yeah, that would be
Yep.
without seating up on top.
only where the repairs are done.
And that's assuming that you only own 7 pipe. If you got more pipe, it'd be about.
Yes, but like I was looking at that, like it kind of works the same no matter what way you go here.
Oh, I agree. I just want to make
But
sure
yes,
we understand.
that was just to do the 7 pipe that were in the original bids.
mhm.
But, you know, like those I bid as a unit price deal, so it's, you know, I figured you could just leave that alone, we already put numbers in for that, and those don't need to change,
Mhm.
so.
Do we have to notify the landowners again if we do?
If we do any changes, I would like to notify the
It would make
landowners,
sense to do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for,
and we're not making.
I mean,
any
we have the
decisions
ability
today.
to make the decision, but we've already discussed with the landowners. And have you shared with your landowner
Mhm.
your thoughts?
Yeah, cause he's,
And his
He-
thoughts on it?
yeah, he's okay with it, you know, he's 23 to 25% of the cost he's paying. I mean, he's eating the bulk majority, so.
Understand?
I just went and said, hey, you know, from my perspective, I guess, again, him and I had a little miscommunication probably at the beginning, cause I thought maybe more was getting cleaned out than was not from what his
Mm.
email chain was, and then I'm like, when I talked to Travis, he's like, no, we're not gonna do that, and I was like, oh. And again, this is unique, because if it was a 10-mile ditch, this would never even be, you know, conversation, because normally the price would be so much higher for him to clean out, it wouldn't be worth it, but I'm like, if you can clean it out for 95 to 100,000 versus spend 85 and have a whole ditch cleaned out for another 15,000, reset the clock. I mean, yeah, I know the landowners are gonna have to seed a little on top of the CRP, but I mean, me, I own stuff along the dredge ditch. If you're telling me you could reset my program to restart the clock and I have to spend a little time seeding and they're gonna level it pretty good anyway. I mean, to me, that's no brainer. I'd go for that 10 out of 10 times. But again, you know, that's why I wanted to call you. Otherwise, normally, again, this wouldn't even been a phone call because you just have to fix it. You're not gonna spend that money because it's gonna be way more money than what he would have bid. But when they're, you know, within $15,000 to get a full clean out, reset it.
Mhm.
Again, you guys have to make a decision. You have to, you know, I understand that you know, I'm sure you've got
We're-
interesting characters.
We're spending other people's
Right.
money.
I'm sure you got farmers probably on the other side saying, I don't wanna do any planting, but now, you know, I mean, so I get your decision, I understand it, but I just wanna bring it to you guys and, you know,
Mhm.
and again, actually appreciate.
Yeah.
Communication back and forth. I mean, you've done really well and enjoyed it. So again, just wanted to bring Travis over to, I talked to him and I think, you know, present you guys with facts, any questions, you know, feel free to
Mhm.
reach out to Travis or I, and I guess. That's all I wanted is just you guys
Right.
to hear it out at least.
And this is just discussion.
Yep, understood. Which in the discussion, your thought is,
Yeah, I mean.
If we're gonna do a change, I'd like the landowners to at least be informed or notified,
Early sitting, when you just slowed down on.
Or
last year's
have them
project, so I am
voice
still
their
trying to
opinion about
finish
it.
that, but Like I said, I've got 2 machines. So, well, I can get one of them over here.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out timeframe, so if it's decided that we contact landowners. Either by letter or informational meeting or whatever,
Mhm.
that we have time in there since we're already, you know,
Yep.
at the end of.
Great.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't need to do it, but you know, I can get here as soon as you want, but I mean, if you were to need to just like hold off for a little bit, that's okay
Mhm.
too.
Okay.
Lee, what is your, hearing this, what is your recommendation?
Oh, I think if you can get a cleanout done, for that incremental cost, let's call it, I think it's well worth it if there's silt out there. You know, and especially if you don't disturb the banks, you know, you're not dragging the whole banks, it makes total sense, and, you know, if you need to dry it out and it's usable, that's great, if not, if you can dig a little, let's say, disposal pit and use that for your, bank repair, it makes total sense.
Oh, and it'll straighten it up big time too, cause that's,
Yeah,
you're gonna keep,
you're gonna have a different ditch.
yeah.
You know, so I personally think it's worth it, but again, it's not my money, but I think you're getting a lot of value for the incremental cost there.
Okay. What can we do from here?
Well, you need to decide, if you're thinking that we need to have a meeting with the landowners, then we need to put that on the agenda. For next week to schedule that, if you're thinking that we just send a letter. Then you're not making any motion on that, so you could just direct me to prepare a letter and send it to the landowners, just to inform them. And, you know, you could say, you know, if you have any objections to this, please let us know by this date, or however you guys wanna proceed.
What do you think?
Historically, how has like something like this been handled?
This is a unique case, I've never had that.
Again, I apologize.
No, it's okay.
That's on me, I should have been over earlier, but I guess I didn't, I apologize.
You're fine, it's a good
You're okay.
conversation to have now.
I just rather have it than
I don't
5
want,
years from now, we're over here trying to get
Yeah.
a ditch clean out done for another 100,000, cause then.
I don't want,
Landlord's gonna be really.
I think with it becoming springtime, you know, the sooner you do it, the better.
I do.
So like, would you think
I
an
don't know that you
informational
would-
meeting or just a letter?
You're gonna have to push that on the agenda for the 30th. For it to be on like maybe the 13th of April, when he can come in on the 1st of April. So that's already.
The hard part too,
3 weeks?
I will say the hard part too is, again, you had your meeting in September, and that's not an excuse for me not to be here, but I didn't fully understand, but. You start hitting April 13th, you're gonna have nobody in here. For
Right.
farmers, they're gonna be up planning, they're like, oh, you know,
That's why I think just a letter. Our September 8th meeting that we had, that public hearing, we had 4 landowners. And 2 of those were the husband and wife for the ground that he's working.
So you could have a letter and invite them to a meeting to do it in open forum.
Okay. Say
But
most,
if you're gonna set an informational meeting, you're gonna already push it out.
most counties,
because there's a notification times on those.
Go ahead, Lee.
most counties I've seen, I mean, if you've already had one informational meeting, it's not a huge change. They'd probably send out a letter.
Just
Okay.
informing them.
Yeah, the only question is some counties will just send it to the whole district, other counties will only send it to the people that showed up for the meeting. Because they were the ones who were informed of these details. I
Or you
personally like notifying the whole district in case they talk to neighbors.
Right,
But I mean, that's the only real question. I just do a letter personally.
okay.
And we're still underneath of the other
The
bid,
threshold.
we're still within Lee's estimate. So
Mhm.
I mean, like Betty had discussed when we were first talking about this, is kind of like doing a change order in a
Mhm.
way. And that can still be prepared, but
Okay.
not have to hold anything up,
Mhm.
and we could put in a change order for that, and then you guys can approve that at the
Okay,
next meeting or something like that too. That doesn't have to be approved at a time.
okay.
Let's do a letter then.
Yeah, I think that we direct Courtney to prepare a letter to send to the landowners in DD 62.
And you were planning on beginning around the 1st of April, you said?
That's just kind of the date I put down
Okay.
last fall, yeah, I was usually we try to get fired back up about that time, but you know, we've got some farming that we do ourselves that I'm doing, I'm still finishing up a little bit of work in Humboldt County that didn't get finished last fall, cause we kind of set into winter. early, but I've got two machines, so yeah, I can get one of them over here sometime soon and get going on it,
Mhm.
kind of be here and there a little bit, but that's, I mean, that doesn't matter to me really, whatever process.
Right.
you guys-
Snail mail would go out. What do you typically allow?
Well, if she gets it out today, it'll go out tomorrow here,
Mhm.
and that would probably get to them by Friday.
Yeah,
So we would want a response by the 1st of April
Response by them?
from them if they have concerns
or objections.
or objections.
Yeah.
Or we could give them, middle of April.
Okay,
So
All right.
that we're not in a rush for anything and
okay.
you got a little bit of leeway in there or.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, barring some crazy weather event, I mean, there's plenty of time to get this project done,
If
so.
you do the third, then you have it for the fifth. Sixth,
The sixth, yeah.
sixth.
So
Okay.
maybe we ask for any objection to it by the 3rd of April, and then on the 6th, we approve a change order.
Unless you think you need more time,
No,
Okay.
that gives them a week for any concerns.
Mhm.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan with that.
Thank you guys for coming in.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah,
Appreciate
sorry,
it.
I apologize for being late for part of it.
It's okay.
It made your guys' job a lot easier, but I guess, again, that's not me, so.
No, you got her just next time. 'Cause
Right.
You don't wanna hear about it much after it's.
Right, no, again, if you wouldn't have, I understand why too, but I just thought for an extra 15,000, you can have it all cleaned up, I mean, that
And
just,
if it needs.
right,
Yeah,
go for it. I got stuff at home I'd like to clean up.
Okay, perfect. Anything else before drainage trustees?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn. We are adjourned. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Now we're adjourned.